Okay, so I made sure that you guys can't get identifying marks besides that name up there. Charles is a geotechnical guy. P stands for professional engineer there, so you guys, you know, don't waste your energy trying to do any more work than that. Charles asked me about this right here, and we're not identifying the building, so I'm going to go ahead and give the remarks. Look at the supports. Before I saw that, though, before I saw the supports, I zoomed in because I saw this. And I did not see that yet. I was focused here. So tunnel vision focusing there. And then I zoomed in. I then had the secondary information, which was here. Then I looked down here. I didn't see any. And then I noticed that it had some type of support there. And I said, okay, I'll open that up in a second. But I tried to look at this again. This appears to be concrete. It doesn't appear to be fractured. That would be something you'd look for. You look for the cracks. Let's back all that crap up and get rid of that again. Okay, I'm backing up. So you look here. Oh man, hold on. Let me turn you guys on. Do you know about Tubi, Tubi? Oh, I just found out about that. Wow. From this state trooper I know who arches it. I don't know what that is, man. I don't know what that is. So, oh, you're missing out. So I go to kick it on there and find Tubi. Tubi's got free movies on it if you guys are into some of the older movies or recycles, right? But at least I saw one. I'm watching Will Smith right now in Hancock. Well, I've got it on in the background while I do my work. I let the movies go in the background. I don't have the patience to sit through them all unless it's a documentary. Then I can have the patience that I'm really interested in. Okay, so looking here, we don't see anything. We don't see any buckling here. So we don't see buckling. It appears to be in the same plane here and here. So if we look at it as a straight through column, it doesn't, and it's kept rigid by either its dimensions or the slab details themselves, keeping it dimensionally stable. This puts us at the Champlain Tower is interesting because this would be the face column. This little bit of whatever this is around here. It's intriguing. It gives the visual effect. Imagine the visual effect, but imagine the person that put this glass up here. There's not much room here, and this glass up here is just like you reach around and do something with it with your hand to try to clean it. It's interesting. So that's a closed-in porch up there. The wall, not to be confused, this wall, the outside system is here. This is like let's say it's a wall. It's the balcony area, the handrail, this system here. It's a mixture of what appears to be solid concrete and this lattice type work of concrete. There is no support on the outside here. So, oops. No support here. So it's a cantilever. It's picking up over to here. They did wrap the column to some degree. Remember there the reinforcement, how it tries to grab it. I don't know if I'm seeing things or not, but this looks like, if I'm not seeing things, you see that how parallel it looks like right there. Looks like a developing fracture. And it's going away from there, so our loads would be, or deflection would be here, and the stress would be there. And since it goes all the way over to the column, this is part of my videos, it meets the column there. It shows the critical shear area that would have been out here. Let's call it around the column, this column here. I'm just taking liberty. I don't have the three-dimensional ability to walk through the lens here and show you, but I'm just taking liberty. It would have gone out here, and then this would have been more rigid there okay. So here's the column because we have it right here, and then this will be the pad, the extension, and let's profile it. And there's the railing. All right, so we don't need this lattice work in our detail, but look, it's right literally in our railing there, in our drawing. The steel would come up and secure across like this. One way or another, you're going to secure it like that. That would be on the top steel. out here near the outside, you're going to have a little bottom steel. This top steel might have some hooks in it to anchor it. So if it tries to do a reaction, it brings it back down to here. This is the floor we're talking about. But remember, if it tries to rotate down, this corner right here tries to go down towards the ground, it's stopped by color change. Stopped by color change. It's stopped by this top steel. Of course, it can just flip over still. So it's stopped by the anchor of the steel like this. And it could be some more anchorage of steel like that. And then there's some bottom steel that would come over. This would be not as functional as the steel right about the middle section. As it goes further out, this steel, the top steel, is what really does the work. This top steel has a little bit of concrete cover over top of it. That's what you walk on. And it secures this concrete back to here. This rotation that wants to take place, I show it in a video coming up, but I'm going to give you guys a short version because this is for Charles. He gets to jump the line, if you will, on not waiting. So up here is where the rotation's happening. There's an uplift here. But remember, this concrete is probably inside the column, right? So it's engaged there like the parking garage. So the uplift can't happen because of all the loads, and it's how it's trapped in this column system. So it's going to be out here at the plane of the system there. It's going to be here. And then we'll put the deck on it like that. Then this is jumping the line. There were like 5 more videos that weren't going to go off until next week to get you to here. Charles happens to hit where I'm hitting on. And so our reaction is here and here, where it can shear plane away from this column system that we're looking at right here. And this will be how it's really engaged across with the steel. And then let's go again with some steel. And maybe they went all the way over. And again, they might have used the hooks down at the end. They could have done that, but usually cantilevers like hooks. And it's just the weight of the pad there at that point. There's no, like I said, there's no columns at the end over here transferring from the top floor to the lower floor to the lower floor. So you don't have to worry about, am I missing something else? Is it a drape being created? So if there's a column over there, and this was the pad, and this is the column it's tying into, this one here again, it would do that reaction, right? Because this is going to be secure here and secure here, and you would get this. But in this case, this doesn't exist. This does not exist. What exists is a cantilever. Cantilever porch there. Porch because that's what it's functioning as. It's just cantilever concrete. It doesn't know it's going to be a porch. Just cantilever concrete. It's up to you how you load it or not. So then there's what we got going on. There's what we got going on. And the load is simply, there's the crack. The load is more over here that's causing this to rotate down. Rotate down. It didn't rotate up. And there's some rigidity created out here in this triangle that allows that fracture to identify itself. Because as the midspan tries to rotate down, it comes over to here. And this basically, this other triangle becomes a critical shear area. If you look at it like that, this triangle, whoa. Okay, let me zoom back in. Now I don't know if I'm really looking at the crack or not, but it looks like it to me. And so this triangle here, and let's engross it that way, becomes the critical shear area. And this is our rotating piece here. Our rotating piece. And interesting enough, I'd like to see the face of this one down here, the outside wall, because this lattice system becomes I'm actually working on something like this. It becomes I'm trying to get the word for you, a beam, an upside down beam, a hanger type system, where it creates you're literally looking at this lattice work, but you're also literally looking at a truss system, a truss system in concrete. And it goes around the other side, I'm guessing, through, if we can, I can't quite tell. I'm trying to look through it here. Couldn't see it through there. I can't see it through there. But I don't think they blocked the ocean view, and I don't know what the ocean view is. This ocean. The ocean view, I recall. So so this becomes a beam that helps it, gives it more rigidity over to the next load point. This is all I have to work with. I can't, I won't lock myself into everything I'm saying, but this is what I get this sense of with this. The issue is how they're loading this is this pad down here was designed to take this pad and cantilever. Now all of a sudden they're saying, you know what? You got to also support this guy up here. And it looks like it's not professionally done. It's just, no, I don't know if the person makes a living for it or not. It's not expertly evaluated and done. How's that? There's these point loads that are created, and they just, I find this a lot. It's like, really? You just like, I'll just put it here, and that's going to support it there. It's already being supported there pretty much. All you did was push it up, make the column a little bit wider now, basically, right there. This still exists. The deflection is what you need to find. You need to find the deflection. That's where you need to stop it from deflecting. Stop it. Your deflection is where it's going to keep going. I did a video, and I thought I'd troll out some engineers on me. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Those when I put the video up saying they're posted wrong, they're not correctly posted, because it's like these doctors who treat the person's symptoms instead of what the problem is. The problem is, and so they're giving away one of my things that some engineer will steal, but it's going to be okay. I'm going to get over that because Phil gave me a nice little reply in that video I did today, early this morning. I did it days ago. And Phil said, they were stealing from him for decades. Phil's an older guy, an engineer, so you know what, I'm like, and he said I should be happy, basically, is what Phil's saying. You're getting out there now. People are using your data. So, Phil, you're right. I can't have my cake and eat it too, because I want my pat on the back, my I guess you could say validation, by saying it came from there. That I don't mind if you give me well, let me put it this way. It's something I own. The amygdala is protecting me. It's not just validation. That's more psychological by saying that. It's more the amygdala protecting something you own. You created it. You invented it, if you will. And when somebody takes it, you're like, whoa, I have a stipulation on taking my stuff. That is, I get at least a reach around. I get a reach around, don't I? But, to just take it is theft. And that's why, people get upset when people take their stuff. Something that belongs to you. Just like you would hate for me to mimic you, mock you, if you will. So if you said something, and then right after you said it, I said, okay. And then I called it off as my belief. At first you thought it was a joke. You would think it was a joke until I did it to you a few more times, and you go, wait a minute. So every time I give you the answer, you then say it's yours. The first time was a joke. But every time out now, you're just going to keep saying it's yours. You're like, whoa, man, this is crazy. You got to at least give me the reach around. And for you people who don't know what a reach around is, well, I guess you stopped having sex a long time ago. Reach around. You got to give a friend a reach around, an option. You gonna help me with this, or is it on my own? Some people are on their own. How's that for visual? All right, just flashing you back for a bit. We're humans. Enjoy it. So this could be acting as a beam, but down here it's not transferring the load anymore. It just went right to here, which now puts that critical shear area, if they're reacting the same, puts this one out here, and more. This just this one here makes it out. This one is out of that critical shear area, and this I can't visually see. I'm seeing ghost. Over here though, this supporting the critical shear area that does not need support. I mean, sure it does, but it doesn't need it because it's not. I don't believe it's deflecting. I have no indication that it's deflecting, and the indicating I'm using right there is this. What we're looking at. I'm looking for gaps, separation, fractures. Whoa, daddy. fractures. I see none. So then I come over here and I say it's dipping there. Now it could just be very, very, very interesting. So it could be that the failure is looking like that, and that the dip is from this side, but closer to the column. That it's shearing away at that point down from the column. I don't know how they secured it to the column, and I don't know what the extent of repairs may look like, etc. But this is not transferring the load down. It's putting it back into the deck down here. I mean, not down to the foundations I'm driving at. So, incorrect statement. It is transferring it down to the foundation. I don't like the way it's doing it. It's putting it down into the pad and back over to the column and down again. I don't like it because it puts a stress on this cantilever. I'm extending it out. And I'd like to see it come down here and distribute the load nice and smoothly all the way down, but then you have to find what I'm giving away. You have to find where the deck is sagging, deflecting, and that's where you want to stop it from going down that road any further. Support that area. That makes it now stable, and work your way over to the supports, to the columns. It's going to be messy. Nobody says it's going to be beautiful, but now you've supported the sag, the deflected area, all the way over to your point to your float transfer loads. Now and then you got to transfer it down, not like that, because that's too much. This wasn't designed to take this deck up here. That's why I mentioned above even there's no column transferring it down. This is designed in the cantilever. It wasn't designed to take all this load above, including this one. This is not good. Now, he said he might be worried about the structure. I don't see it, but I don't know. I don't see it literally. I don't see the inside of the walls. But the plane would be created. This porch will be created there, and there's more than likely that this porch can break off, and you'll get away with it. It is by a window, but there's more than likely it can break off and get away with it. Interesting though, the column is out there by itself, not next to the interior doors. They look like porch door, sliding doors. So the question is, what's the intent of this column? I can't see any more imagery. Is there something above that goes up here still that goes onto the roof, and then all of a sudden you get a big giant billboard? I don't know. Ending the video. Charles, enjoy, and everyone else enjoy. You can add to this. I don't want to get any more long-winded adding about more details and chasing this rabbit. And a rabbit hole. I think I call it a different hole now. I haven't said rabbit hole. Forgot what I called it. I gave it to Carolina and baby Tears. I gave her the comment to it, and I forgot my own little new rabbit hole acronym. Yeah. Oh well. Bye. Love you.